What's up, y'all? Tonight we're going to go on a quick solo camping trip just to a basic campsite. Nothing super exciting, just a little bit for us to get out in the woods and kind of sit around a fire and have some food on the old stove. So currently it's a little later than I wanted to start this. I got off my side job a little late. It is 10 to 7 right now, so it's pretty dark out, so it's going to be dark at the campsite, but we're going to make it work. I'm probably about 25-30 minutes away from the campsite right now. Just filled up with some gas and got a couple little snackies for myself. So let's hit it. Alright, well, we made it. I'm glad I didn't have the camera going when I was driving in here because it's dark. I don't have service and I don't know my way around. So I circled the site probably 3 times before I finally figured out that where I was going was an offshoot to the right. And now I look like a fool to the lady that was walking her dog around, and I had to ask her where to go, and she didn't know where to go, but she directed me the right way, so we're here. I've got my grill going right here. It's kind of hard to see because it is pretty dark. So, terrible lighting. Don't mind the horrible lighting. I'm making some burgers tonight, and I got some treats for later on, a show to watch, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so inside my fridge I have got cheese slice, carb healthy bun, some seasoning, onions and pickles, barbecue sauce, and hamburger meat, and some more. So here is pretty much my simple setup for all my cooking stuff. I have a very small amount of everything with me right now because I didn't really think to pack anything crazy today. I just did this completely last minute, which is typically how I do everything. So we've got this thing nice and warmed up. It's heating pretty good. Let's go ahead, we'll spray some oil on there. Go ahead, I got my hamburger meat here. We're gonna have to season this thing up, get it all set and ready. So I'm gonna turn this into 2 patties, just so it cooks a lot quicker. Just gonna flatten this thing out, roll this one up a little bit here. Flatten it out. Looks kind of like a patty now. Let's go ahead and get all the seasoning on there. Alright, we're doing this real quick, so we're going to toss them on here. I got some tongs, no water of course. Alright, I got the burgers going. I'm going to toss these onions on here as well. I'm making I like to call it a rodeo burger. I used to work at Burger King when I was in high school, and they had that rodeo burger with the onion rings and barbecue sauce. This is essentially that, just without fried onions, just grilled onions. I think it tastes pretty good still. So while that's going, I've got this trusty barbecue sauce here. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. So this is actually G. Hughes barbecue sauce, which is sugar-free, healthier-ish. You know, they tell you it's healthy. It's probably better than really sugary barbecue sauce, but not as good as regular barbecue sauce for sure. Alright, we're going to let that sit for a little bit. Well, I really apologize for the terrible light quality. You know, I really was ill prepared on this trip. It was a spur of the moment thing where I just thought, you know what, I need to get away. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Let's go ahead and do it. The other day when I was packing some stuff into my truck, I really didn't think about what I was going to need. So I've got the very bare minimum basics. I have some lights that need more batteries in them. But you know what? We're enjoying ourselves. We're out here in the middle of nowhere. It's quiet. It's relaxing. Got no phone service, so it's kind of nice to get away and be forced not to do anything but experience this by yourself and just kind of relax, chill out. Alright, there it is, the finished project. And we're going to add a little extra barbecue sauce on top there. It's one big burger right there. Very good. Alright, so this is my setup right now, where I can't sit straight up or I break my neck, but it's enough to do some stuff in here for now and get through what I need to do. So, you know, we've been here about 2 hours now. Like I said, I got here a little bit late. Would have liked to get here a lot earlier, but you know, that's just the way things go sometimes. That's alright, it's part of life. I had a really delicious burger. I've got myself a little snack. For those of you who don't know, I'm actually on a diet. The burger was healthy, I promise. All the ingredients were actually healthy. But I went and got some Chex Mix, which are not healthy, but they're delicious. And I saw this. Nestle Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnamilk. Definitely not healthy, but good for the soul. And being out here in the woods is good for the soul, so I figured this pairs perfectly, right? So I've got a couple of movies downloaded on my phone. For whatever reason, I really like horror, and I decided that we're out in the woods, so I wanted to watch something that might scare me. Had something to do with the woods or the forest or something, you know, what have you. So I decided that I was going to download The Ritual. So for those that haven't seen it, it's about a group of friends who go hiking in honor of one of their friends that died, and spooky stuff starts happening. So for whatever reason, out here, you know, even though I'm only 30 minutes away from my house, I have no phone service, pretty far back in the woods, I decided that I'm going to watch a scary movie tonight. So we're gonna see how that goes. But I do have my trusty Jackery here. That was powering my fridge, but I didn't have a lot with me today since I'm only here this one night. My burger was my only thing really I was keeping cold. So I'm going to use that to charge my phone tonight. That way I wake up in the morning and I can see what time it's going to be. Now this is a pretty decent sized forest. It's called Shelby Forest, just north of Memphis. And apparently this campsite that I'm on right here, just outside there, is some kind of hiking trail. So I figured whenever I wake up, which will probably be like 5:36, I would just go and do some hiking trails. Why not, right? So we'll see how that goes in the morning. But for now, I'm going to hunker down and watch a scary movie and enjoy my Cinnamilk. So, I'll see you in a bit. Well, I said I would see you in a little bit. It's really only been a couple seconds for y'all, but it's been about 20 minutes, 30 minutes for me. I kind of settled myself in here and started watching the movie, and I realized that underneath this mattress that I'm laying on is just the mattress frame, which has metal bars to keep it stable, and I didn't put my piece of plywood on it, so I actually get to lay a pretty uncomfortable bed tonight. On top of that, I started hearing some weird noises outside, so I opened up the cab. It sounds like there's like somebody's taking metal poles and banging them together or something, just like over and over again. I have no idea where it's coming from. It's pretty freaky. So I stopped watching the scary movie, and I'm going to watch some of these shows that I have downloaded that are not necessarily as scary, but I decided that all I wanted to download was scary stuff, so it's going to be an enjoyable night. One good thing of all this is this Cinnamilk is absolutely delicious. So I'm probably going to drink this entire thing and completely regret it because it's going to bother my stomach, but it's worth it. So I just wanted to make a list before I finish up for the night and try and force myself to sleep with whatever kind of metal noise scariness is going on out there. Things that I've forgotten on this trip was a very long list because for whatever reason I decided not to put a lot of effort into packing for this trip or thinking. And when I left this morning at 5 o'clock from my house to go to work, I didn't really have the mental faculties to make some critical thinking decisions, apparently. So, obviously, my plywood pad to go under this mattress so I can feel the metal bars and the spaces in between. My pillow, so now I'm going to use either one of my blankets or a sleeping bag or my sweater or something. I've got to do something to pile up so I have a pillow, something to lay my head on. I did not bring quite a bit of utensils that I needed for my cooking, but we made that work pretty easily. I didn't bring a lighter to start a fire out there. Did bring my camping chair, though, so I had that going for me. I think that's really the big critical things that I forgot, which are some pretty critical things. But, you know, we're out here in the woods. Got some beautiful stars out tonight. It was a 65-degree day. I don't think tonight's supposed to drop below like 45, 50, so I should be okay in here. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and hunker back down, try and ignore the noise out there, watch a happier show, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Well, good morning. That was a pretty good night. It is right at 7 o'clock, and it's a little cold back here, but my sleeping bag did all right. My makeshift blanket pillow worked all right. And honestly, this mattress wasn't as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. I slept pretty good. I didn't get attacked by anything that was banging on those poles last night. So, yeah. Now I guess it's time to go try and find that trail if I can. Do a quick little hike. And then get on out of here. It's a cool spot. Kind of up on a ridge with all these little valleys. This is a nice trail back here for sure. It's very quiet. There's not a lot of people. Just hear all the animals, the birds. Assuming normally this is a lot more wet. We are just on the edge of the Mississippi River, so when it floods, it really floods everything over here. But it's been a few days since it's rained. It's been really sunny, so I suppose everything's kind of dried a bit. So it looks like the trail has washed out here. It's quite confusing, to be honest with you. There's a red marker there, then there's some across the trees that way, but then there's also one over there. And it looks like there may be a trail that way. And it honestly looks like there used to be a trail here. So I guess we're going to go back this way. And I've got to traverse the river over a log. River, you know, it's a creek, it's not a river. I'm just being over dramatic. Well, I guess they put this little wood plank here for me. Although that would be fun. If y'all wanted to see me fall and get soaked, that would be the one to take right there. Well, this definitely was the right way, because that looks like a trail. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but all that tall grass right there is really cool to see just on the edge of the creek here. It's a cool little trail for sure. Look at how big this tree is. It's just down across here. And it's been down for a while, it seems like. That thing stretches way out over there. It's just crazy how big this thing is. It's seriously super beautiful down here. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in the summer. This is that, like, the grass vines that I was talking about earlier. Seeing it right on the creek is so cool. I think it's just like these reeds. Time to go back up these stairs. I love that they integrate the roots into these steps too. It's so cool. They do a pretty good job of grooming all these trails and still kind of keeping them somewhat natural, which is really nice to see. So this trail, it's got another trailhead, but this is actually where it lets out, right onto the campsite. So this is not my campsite, this is another one that thankfully somebody hasn't purchased, because I'd feel bad walking through it. But then right here is, here's mine. Here's the truck. So I made it down here to the end to a little kind of rocky boat launch. There she is. That's the Mississippi. Alright, y'all. Well, it is time for me to head back home now. It was a actually really relaxing, nice, quick, easy trip. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the little bit of footage that I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed following along. And I'll see you next time.